say the architects built the Crucible, a world woven from fragments of countless realms. Here, mountains drift, cities shimmer, and every shadow hums with secrets. And within this living riddle, the Archons awaken.
To Roseville, Minnesota in November. I hear it's gonna snow this weekend, but you'll be cozy in here, I promise. Okay, it's the Keynote 2025. Guys, welcome to KeyForge Celebration number 4. How many have never been to a KeyForge Celebration before? All right, you are so welcome. Love having you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. All right, so I'm Chris Petersen. I'm the CEO of Ghost Galaxy, and every year I traipse you up to this little stage to give you guys some news and some insights and some fun anecdotes related to y'all favorite game. All right, so let's talk about the game. And let's talk about what's happened with our game in this last year. Let's talk about what's happened, let's talk about what we did, let's talk about what we saw. The year in review 2025. So the first thing we did this year, very early in the year, we put out the KeyForge Discovery Set. That was a set that was long in the making and was highly requested because it was a set that was a little bit lower in complexity and rules and keywords and all that stuff, and had a card pool that really was intended for introductory play. So if you know somebody out there that really wants to get, eased into KeyForge, Discovery is a perfect place to start. We also tried to look a little bit at the sealed environment, and Michael particularly worked hard to come up with and Luke to come up with a set that really was very focused on sealed play, and that was Crucible Clash. And then, of course, the highlight of this year in releases was our Prophetic Visions set, which came out in roughly late summer. One important thing about all these sets and these products that we had is that we actually had a pretty big advancement in the North American market in April. Until April, we had been limited to one distribution company in North America due to the previous contract related to KeyForge. But in April, we were able to expand to a number of different distributors in the US, which has really helped the retail side of things on our side. And in fact, it had a lot of healthy benefits. One big benefit was that Prophetic Visions, in fact, is now sold out. There are still some left here, and maybe we'll have a few at the PAX Unplugged show later this month, but basically it's gone. So we're really excited about having a set sell out that quickly. So in addition to, of course, to our releases, we also did some organized play or some community support products. One of the ones we did, and Jeremy Culver from marketing team was a really important guy in pushing this together, was our Discovery Kit. If you hadn't seen this, this was a really fun kit because it actually had our very first, believe it or not, KeyForge keychain. And the way it would work is that you would get this kit, you would go to your store, and then you would go there 4 weeks in a row. Every time you showed up, you'd get a piece of this keychain. And when you were done, you would be able to have a keychain that had the fully 3 red, yellow, blue keys on there. So that was a real fun kit. Very popular. In fact, we ran out of these kits a few months ago. We also did the store championships early in the year, which is some of the routine that we will continue. And that's been very popular among the stores. Of course, for organized play, we also did our special storyline event. And there's more to talk about at this event, because a whole bunch of y'all went and did this event for us and reported the results of your event. And this, of course, relates to the darkness that has appeared in the Crucible. More on the darkness later. But more organized things that we did, of course, we did our Vault Tour for the 3rd year in a row. We had 10 Vault Tour stops around the world, and we had 11 national championships and other places around the world. So who here is from overseas? Please raise your hands. So every year there's a whole bunch, yes. Hands to our overseas friends. Thank you for coming all this way. It's really much, much appreciated. So that was our organized play. So bunch of products, bunch of organized play products, and then we'll talk about the year ahead. But before we do that, I just want to lend a hand to the Ghost Galaxy team who made all that stuff happen. So that's Michael and Luke, and Jeremy, and Josh in particular. Guys, thank you for all your work. And of course, thank you. We wouldn't be able to have all this fun making these products if it wasn't for you guys. So let's talk about the year ahead. And how can we talk about the year ahead without talking about what's hot on our desk right now, which is Draconian Measures. Yeah, so this will be the 10th KeyForge core set. So a core set, of course, the sets that we think are foundational to the game, that will introduce new mechanics, that we'll really spend most of our time thinking about the philosophy and game design direction for these sets. And we just did our GameFound campaign for this, and of course introduces the new house Ouroboros, okay, which are the dragons who have been, by mysterious means, set free from their prison in the limbo to help fight their old nemesis, the darkness, who has escaped by other means. Okay, and of course the Game Count campaign, which was very successful, exceeded our expectations, is just about to finish. So if anybody here has not participated or are interested in participating, I think it ends on Tuesday morning. And then we'll close it down. And believe it or not, we already started manufacturing. So we are hot on the heels of this to get this thing out. So excited about Draconian Measures. The GameFound backers will receive it, we hope, in the early spring, and then there'll be a spring, likely around March, April, release into the stores. Okay, Draconian Measures then is going to be our spring release, and I'm very happy to say that the next product that you'll see is that we're going to do another storyline event in late summer next year. Okay? As always, we will not spoil what will be this particular storyline. I know that the team has some ideas, but I'm pretty sure they don't 100% know which one it's going to be yet, so we can't even tell you what it's going to be. All right, so the last thing, of course, is we announced during the Draconian Measures campaign the next set, which will be Shattered Reality, and that will come out this fall. Okay, there will be a campaign for this that will happen sometime in February. And of course, right now we're so knee-deep in Draconian Measures, but Luke, in fact, have already been working on Shattered Reality, and the first 20 or 30 cards have already been baked and are on its way to testing. So that's our 26 releases. So in terms of releases, there's a few more things to talk about, and that is the new Discovery Kit. You know, the Discovery Kit that we did was so successful and well received that we wanted to do a new one. And probably the single most requested Chotsky that people ask us for is cool keys. So we have these very, very old keys. We still have some left from the Fantasy Flight KeyForge days. People want a kind of a zippy upgrade for those. And so we're working on a cool new set of keys that's going to be included in this set. So 3 new really cool metal keys is going to be the centerpiece. Of course, this kit will have lots of marketing materials, so if you're a club or you want to use it at a show or you want to go in your retail store, you'll have posters, you'll have table talkers, it will have instructions for how the store owner or the community organizer can do cool events with the kit. It'll have a winner prize, and it's going to be shipping in the spring. So Discovery Kit's coming out too. All right, so our organized play schedule, and I think one of the things we really want to do with KeyForge, and we've been expressing a number of years, is to give you guys a routine, give you guys a scaffolding you can kind of hang your hat on, which just means that every year we're going to have these vault tours, we're going to have these elements that you come to recognize and hopefully to appreciate, and maybe even see some improvements year after year, because we're always trying. But in January, February, we'll have this OP kit come out. Then February, March, with another bout of our store championships. So hopefully by December-ish, online you'll be able to see the applications for your stores to come in and apply for hosting one of these. Then in April, September, the usual Vault Tour stops. Okay, so we're working already now on trying to secure those stops. We had a really, really exciting year last year that was mostly free from any kind of big issues. So hopefully, Josh, we got it going, right, Josh? All right, there you go. Good deal. Then our storyline event is going to happen August through September. You know, it may creep into beginning of October. We'll sort of see how that all comes together, but there'll be a big storyline event there again. And then we'll have our nationals that we typically have around this time of year. And of course, you guys will all be back next year for this, right? Excellent. Fantastic. So this is what you'll see for organized play. And a few other things to talk about. Last year when I was standing here, we actually, for the first time, announced that you guys could get our deck clones. What is a deck clone? Well, a deck clone, of course, is the ability to get a copy of your unique deck. Okay, who here has tried the deck clones? So thank you. All right, hope you like them. One of the most fun things and then one of the most exciting things that we were able to announce with the deck clones was, of course, the Accolades. So the Accolades are little badges that will now follow along with every deck through its life. And they will never go away. And if you want, you can get a deck clone printed with its accolades directly on there. You may be able to see some of those at the show, in fact. And of course, now when we are here at KFC, we will award a whole new slew of accolades for the decks. So if you win one of the open tournaments, the deck that wins those tournaments will receive this accolade. If you're in the sealed tournament tomorrow, the champion deck will get this, and every deck that participates will get the contender badge. Same thing with the Alliance, and of course, Archon champions and contender badges. So lots of cool stuff going on, a whole new host of accolades going out to our deck clones. And if you guys ever want to see a sample of those, I assume we have some samples up at the front desk. So deck clones are cool. Another thing we did this year, which I think really was fun, that was the ability to work with ForgeFire to put together our KeyForge custom Playmat tool. So this is a really fun thing where you can now create your own Playmat. You know, Playmats are an interesting thing. Everybody loves to have them, but it turns out that we can only offer so many different types. Okay, and it turns out that everybody wants their own personality, they want their own art, they want their own way to express what's on a Playmat. So we made this tool called the Playmat Creator. You can go online, just go via keyforging.com, and there's tons of artwork options. There's just really fun to play around with. Even if you don't want a Playmat, just go play around with it. I think it's pretty fun to do. So you can access that through keyforging.com, and just go try to play with it. We're really proud of what it could do. And of course, when we do a new set, as long as we remember, we're gonna put up a whole bunch of new artwork from that set. You can help us to remember, so I'm sure you will. All right, so that was the Playmat tool. And then, what's going on, what's happening? Uh-oh. Turns out something bad has crept into this Crucible, something awful. Something from beyond the void which should never have been shown its way back to existence. Okay, as we all know, we all did this certain darkness event. In this certain darkness event, we learned that Logos, of course, had done something bad. Logos had let in this darkness in their pursuit of knowledge. Okay, and of course, in doing that, this darkness crept out, and Logos did not really gain much health from that. In fact, it took a lot of hit points from this particular encounter. So this is not good, right? So the darkness has been led back into the world. The only good thing to come of it is that the Ouroboros will come and help us out, okay? Now, as you were playing this event, one of the problems is that, of course, when the darkness comes out, it keeps growing and growing. And now it's attacking all the other houses, and you helped figure out how to save them, didn't you? Except, did you save them all? Oh, at least one was saved, and two, thank God, and three. Oh, yes. boy. Turns out they almost all made it out. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The creeping darkness grabbed one of our beautiful houses and corrupted them. Oh no! Oh no! Well, it turns out that if you're an outstanding member of the Crucible, you can't have corrupted houses, so you are out. At least for now. Who knows what could happen? Thank you guys for participating in the Certain Darkness event. It was really fun to see which houses got saved. All right. So this is the extent of my presentation for you tonight, but it's not the end of my presence here tonight with you guys. In about half an hour, a bunch of us from Ghost Galaxy will be on the stage, and we want to take all your questions. Okay, so if you have any questions for us about development, design, etc., about the company, we're happy to answer them. So that's it for now. Thank you for your time. Let's hear from some more Bracken.